Moi everyone and welcome to Finish Your Plate. Åland is an autonomous province in Finland that sits literally in between Finland and Sweden. They have their own parliament. They even have their own flag. June 9th is Autonomy Day in Åland, and this year, 2022, has been 100 years of autonomy in Åland. That's why today I'll be making probably one of their most known dishes in Finland, which is the Åland pancake. Now, there are two very distinct variations of this. I will discuss them, but first, I have here about a quart of milk, so I'm just going to get it hot. Besides the milk, I have here half a cup of cream of wheat. Now, this is where the differences come. Like I said, there's two distinct variations to this dish. One is made with cream of wheat. The other one is made with rice instead. I'm going to be making the cream of wheat version here. And then I have here about just shy of a quarter cup of sugar, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of cardamom, as you may have guessed. I also have about a cup of plain flour, all-purpose flour, and 3 eggs. So once the milk comes to a boil, we're going to make the cream of wheat pudding, and then we're going to mix the rest of the ingredients in. Åland has an interesting history. When Finland gained independence in 1917, the Åland people actually wanted to join Sweden. Because of their culture, they felt that they were more closely related to Sweden. But instead, because geographically they are closer related to Finland, they stayed as part of Finland instead, but they also gained autonomy. So this way they still can keep their own culture, their Swedish language, but still be part of Finland. And not just the culture, but they are also a demilitarized part of Finland, which is, of course, if you've been following the news, this has been a big issue right now. As far as geography goes, Åland is hundreds of islands. Not all of them are populated. They also have some of the least populous towns in Finland. There are towns there that have no more than a few hundred people living there around a year. They are very popular in the summer though, especially with people who are sailboating through the area, just boating between Finland and Sweden, or just in general in the Turku archipelago. Unfortunately, even for Finns, Åland Islands is not very well known as a tourist destination, but they have very good tourist services. They have cabins, they have all kinds of fishing, water sports kind of activities that you can do over there. And they also have started to have very nice restaurants in the past few years. They even brew very nice beer called Stallhagen in there. And they're also known for their potato chips, because Åland grows a lot of potatoes, so a lot of potato chips sold in Finland actually come from Åland. Okay, so the milk is starting to boil. So I'm just going to whisk the farina in here. Make sure to whisk it so it doesn't clump up. There we go. So now I'm just going to keep mixing it, cooking for about 5 minutes. Lower the heat down a little so it does not boil over or burn. Now the cream of wheat is done, so I'm just going to turn off the heat. Mix in the sugar. Mixing the just shy of 1/4 cup of sugar. A teaspoon of salt. And of course, the cardamom. I'm also going to add about 100 grams of butter in here. Oop, looks like I left some cardamom behind. Can't do that. Okay. Mix everything well, get the lumps of cardamom out. And then we're just gonna cover this and let it cool down. Not completely cool down, just a little bit, because we're going to add the eggs and we don't want the eggs to scramble. So we're going to cool it for maybe about half an hour or so. So now the cream of wheat has cooled down a little bit. I'm just going to break the eggs. Like so. I'm going to mix them in. And now I'm going to add the flour. I'm going to change my tool. Because my pot is a little bit on the small side. Now I'm going to take this mixture and spread it on a baking pan. You also use a pan like this. Just butter it up. And pour the mixture in. Now I'm going to bake these at a 400-degree oven for about 40 minutes. So the pancake was in the oven for about 40 minutes, and now it's cooled down. So you want to serve it maybe just a little lukewarm. I'm just going to cut a nice piece. So a lot of times this is served with some plum preserves or maybe some strawberry jam, like what I'm going to do right now. Going to put a little strawberry here on one side. And then I have here just some whipped cream. And here we go, Åland pancake to commemorate the 100th year of autonomy in Åland. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Finish Your Plate.